Good morning, students, and welcome to the class. Let's begin our second term with another chapter. In the previous lesson, we have studied about the endogenetic movements. Endogenetic, which means internal movements of the earth. Today, in this chapter, we will be studying the exogenetic movements. Exogenetic means external movements. External movements occur because of the forces working on the Earth's surface. Forces like solar energy and gravitational force. In this chapter, we will be studying about mass movements and weathering. So, let's begin. Now students, external process also takes place due to erosion, which means mixture. Like when water gets mixed with sand particles, it changes its color, texture, everything. But about this we will study in the next chapter. Let us now see the mass movements. When particles on the surface of the earth moves down due to gravity alone, the process is called mass movement. Sometimes this process is very fast. The materials move very rapidly and come down the slope. Such process is called rapid mass movement. Example: rock falls, landslides, etc. Their effects are very destructive. Slow mass movements generally occur at a much slower pace over a period of time. Weathering, very important. It means breaking or weakening of rocks. Now, there are different types of weathering. Let us see the biological weathering first. In the picture, you can see pieces of rocks getting separated because of the roots of the trees. As they grow bigger, they create tension in the rock and start breaking them. Similarly, ants make large ant hills. Rabbits, worms, insects make burrows in the ground. These animals are called burrowing animals. Because of their activity, weathering of rocks occurs. And all this is known as biological weathering. Next is chemical weathering. Chemical weathering can further be divided into carbonation, solution and oxidation. Let us see the carbonation first. The rainwater travels through the atmosphere before reaching the ground. Carbon dioxide in the air gets mixed in the water in this process. This is called carbonation. Solution. Rock is a mixture of many minerals. Some minerals in the rock get dissolved in the water. This is called as solution. This makes rock brittle and weathering occurs. Third type is oxidation. This process occurs in the rocks which have iron present in them. The iron in the rock comes in contact with water and chemical reaction takes place between iron and oxygen. Hence, a reddish colored layer forms on the rock. This is called rust. Because of this rust, weathering of rock occurs. Coming to the last part of weathering, that is mechanical weathering. Now, mechanical weathering mainly occurs because of temperature, frost, crystal growth and water. Let us see the temperature first. When minerals in the rocks expand because of heat and contract when the temperature decreases. Due to such continuous contracting and expanding, tension develops in the rock particles. As a result, cracks develop in the rocks and they break. Frost. The volume of water increases when it freezes. In areas where the temperature dropped below 0 degrees Celsius, the water accumulated in the crack of the rock freezes. When its volume increases, it creates tension in the rock and they break. Crystal growth. Sometimes the alkaline water gets stored in the crack of the rocks near the sea cliff. This water turns into water vapor due to heat, and only crystals of alkaline material remain in the rock. Crystals occupy more space. This causes tension in the rock. Holes are formed in the rocks. It looks like a honeycomb, as you can see in the picture. Coming to the last part, that is water. Sometimes both temperature and water are responsible for weathering. Difference in temperature causes contraction and expansion, widening the joints or the crack in the rocks. Water accumulates in such wide joints and big block of rocks separate from each other. This is called block disintegration, and hence the weathering takes place. So with this we come to an end of the chapter. About erosion we will further study in the next chapter. Hope you all have understood. If you have any doubts, just let me know. Thank you, students.